안녕하세요 to
Oh,
my
wow.
Korean friends, and hello everyone else. And Olga, if you're in Italy, buongiorno. And so and ni hao. I'm trying to figure out, if there's anyone that speaks Spanish, hola. And so we will. I don't know all the languages, but I know a few. So we have a little bit of time tonight, and we talked about spending time. So last time we were together, we talked about spending time on closing. And I told you that we would do it on another call. Well, that time is here, and it's today. And so I want to help all of you, because closing is something that everyone should strive to become better at. It's something that a lot of times, people, the biggest thing is that they go, what do I say? How do I say it? How do I become a better closer? And so I'm going to teach you a few things. Number one, when it comes to closing, before you do anything, before you even present, the most important thing is your mindset. It's the most important thing. When I have spent time with our wonderful Korean leaders, what I love is as you said, Olga, they're very humble. They're very grateful, but they're very confident. And they know that they have an opportunity for you. Like if you sit down with them, there's no doubt in their brain that Secret is the right home. Secret is the right company. This is the right opportunity. Financially, it can change your life. So every Korean diamond, blue diamond, red diamond, crown royale that I have met with, what I love is they're humble, they're grateful, but they're confident. And you can feel their confidence. Like when you sit down with them, in your mind, you automatically believe that if I work with them, I'm going to be successful. And that's before they even close you. Like that's before they do any techniques. That's before they say anything. And why? Why do you feel that way? It's their mindset. So the way they think, you actually feel. You feel what they're thinking. And a lot of times nobody teaches us that. Now, you don't want to be overconfident, because you can come across to people as arrogant, or you can come across to people as not likable. So there's a point where this right here is confident, where people still like you. And this is where it's too much, where people don't like you, don't want to be around you. They think that you're arrogant. And so before we get into techniques and language, what I want you to understand is number one is mindset. It's the number one thing. What are you thinking when you present Secret? What are you thinking when you call somebody to see Secret? What are you thinking when the presentation is done? Most people think like this. They wonder. They look at their person and they go, I hope they like this. I hope they want to do it. I wonder what they're going to say. And when the presentation is done, most people get scared, because now you have to talk to the person. It's not just the presenter or the video or the Zoom. Now you have to say something. And so this is where people get scared. And I want you to understand, it's like if you've ever been around an animal such as a dog, they say that dogs can smell fear. Human beings have the ability to see fear, to see lack of confidence. They also can see if you're sincere, if you are good-hearted. People can also see if you believe in what you're doing, or if you don't believe in what you're doing. So this is where people go, oh my gosh, but I'm not a confident person. I have no success. People always say to me, Muzafer, if I was making the money you were making, I would be more confident. But here's the truth. Ask any upline leader of yours, and they will tell you they became confident. They had belief. They believed in secret. They believed in the opportunity. They believed that they could help people. They believed that people could make money. They believed that they could change their life before they made money in secret. The belief comes before, not after. It's before you make money. It's easy after, but you will never get to the after if you don't believe before, right? So mindset and belief is number one. It's the number one thing. It's the most important thing. The most important thing is believing in the opportunity, believing in the products, believing in the compensation, believing in Isaac, believing in our community, believing in your upline, believing that this can change your life. Once you close yourself, you can close others. Once you believe, others will believe in you. Okay, so that's number one. I hope you write it down, mindset. And I hope you wrote down some of the key points that I said. And so people say, how? If I don't have the money and I don't have the rank, like I'm a bronze, I'm not a diamond. How do I have that mindset? And I'll give you some pointers. Some of the things that I would do is I would write down, I am confident. Secret is phenomenal. I love our products. And I would say these things before I present. I would say it to myself before I would present to someone else. And the more you tell yourself something, the more you believe it. Many of you have said something to yourself over and over and over again, and it becomes real. It becomes real. So you have to say, I love helping people. I love our product. I love our opportunity. I will be a diamond. I will change people's lives. Every time you meet with somebody, whether it's on Zoom or in person, in the back of your mind, it has to be the message of, I'm going to change your life. Like that has to be the message that's playing over and over and over again. Okay. So I hope you're writing down these bullet points of the things that I'm saying. And I hope you wrote down that a good thing for you to do is write down sentences, and then you say them to yourself before you call somebody, before you present secret, before you go to an opportunity presentation, before you get on a Zoom. You say these things to yourself. I'm a good person. I'm a good father. For ladies, I'm a good mother. I'm a good wife. I'm a good husband. I'm a good friend. Secret is amazing. I will change their life. This binary is phenomenal. Anything, you can say anything as long as it's positive and successful. But remember, it's all about mindset. It's all about your mindset. What are you saying to yourself before you say to others? What are you saying to your mind before you say to other people? The more you believe, the more they will believe in you. Okay, so that's number one, mindset. Number two is when it comes to closing, what happens is that there's a lot of non-verbal, right? Verbal is the words that you say. Non-verbal is everything else. It's your face. It's when your eyes go up, your eyes go down. If you're like this, it looks like you're mad, right? Like, looks like you're surprised, right? The universal language is a smile. right? Even though I may not know Korean and I know 안녕하세요, and I smile, and it adds to my hello. If I'm leaving, I've learned 안녕히 가세요, right? I've learned, right? How am I doing, Cindy, Christine? Am I doing good? Good Korean, right?
Sounds good. You're a pro.
No, I'm not. I'm not a pro. I know a couple of words, and but the point is that a smile, right? It's a nonverbal. So what happens is that during a presentation, how people see you in a presentation, if they think that you're doing too much, then they think that you're fake and they won't believe you. If they think you're doing nothing, then they think that you don't believe in your opportunity. They won't work with you. If you're constantly looking down, they think you don't have confidence. Why would they sign up with you? You have to remember, if you're going to sign somebody up at the professional package for $2,000 US, why should somebody spend $2,000 to work with you? And you have to remember, it doesn't matter if you have made money or not made money. You have people in your upline that are diamonds, blue diamonds, red diamonds, crown royale. This team has one of the best uplines in all of Secret. I know your upline. They are some of the most amazing leaders in all of Secret. Some of the most respected leaders. I respect them. I respect them a lot. And so you have to understand, you're not alone. So you have to believe, not necessarily that you can teach a new person. You have to believe that your upline will help you teach a new person. Your upline will help you help people, okay? And if you do that, then your nonverbals, your face will show confidence. When you're sitting in a presentation, you want to sit. It doesn't matter if you're in Zoom. You don't want to be in a Zoom like this. Because if people see that when a presentation's happening and you're sitting like this, and people go, I don't know why people don't sign up with me. I go, I wouldn't sign up with you if you're sitting like this. If this is what you're doing in a presentation, why would anybody sign up with you? But if you're sitting in a presentation and you have a pen and one of your leaders is talking or presenting and you're doing this and you're going and you write it down. I do this a lot. So people see my pen or pencil. I do it so they see it. It's nonverbal. Had nothing to do with anything that I said. It had to do with what they saw. And they saw this. So when they see me look down, they go, wow, he's taking notes. What the speaker is saying must be important. Maybe I should listen. This is all a part of closing. It's what you do before the close that helps the close be more successful. It's what you do before. That's so important. Like, I'm going to tell you everything that you do during the actual closing part. Don't worry, it's coming. But I want to make it where it's so simple for you. See, I could give you all the language and the techniques and you would go, wow, that's great. But people still go, how come Muzafer still has a higher closing ratio? And I say the same thing he says, because it's all the things that I do before. And that's everything that I'm teaching you guys. I'm teaching you everything that I do before. Right? So when I'm in a presentation, I do this. And especially if I'm on Zoom, I have my video on. If I'm on Zoom and there's a presentation happening, I have my video on. You know why? Even if my guest doesn't have their video on, I have my video on because I want them to see me paying attention. It's closing. I'm telling you, I want them to see me excited, nodding just like this. Now, I don't overdo it. I don't sit there and go. I don't do that. Like first of all, I'll become dizzy. But second of all, there is too much, and you don't want to do too much. You don't want to do nothing at all. Listen, I could speak 0 Korean, 0 Italian, 0 Chinese. And if I was talking, even if I didn't say anything, just look at me. If I did this, and you don't know what I'm saying words-wise, but I did this. Is that positive or negative? Like you guys know the answer. If I said nothing and I did this, it's all nonverbal. And I know this is like almost obvious, but you have no idea how many people are doing things and they don't even realize that they're doing it. Like they don't even realize. I tell people that if I'm going to do business and you're going to see me on camera, I come dressed to do business. I want to be professional. Why? I want to be a professional Crown Royale. Like I meet so many people that want to like they want to sign up, you know, one of the top leaders. They go, I wish I had one of these Crown Royales in my business. Do you know what recruited some of our top Crown Royales? Do you know what recruited me? I'm going to tell you. Do you know what recruited me into network marketing 26 years ago? It was a guy. We were at an office. He had on black dress pants, beautiful shoes, a white shirt with cufflinks. These are cufflinks. He had on a gray tie that was the knot of the tie was perfect. And I looked at somebody that was successful, and that made me excited because please write this down. You have one chance to make a first impression. One chance. One. My friends, people will judge you. I'm just telling you. I have a guy that's in my business. Okay, I'm not going to tell you what country he lives in, but he has earrings that are really big, like where it pushes his ear like really big. Do you guys understand? Do you know what I'm talking about? Have you seen it? Where people wear those earrings and it pushes the earlobe really big, like this. Not like this, but inside this part of the ear, and it pushes the skin. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? He's a nice. Do you know what I'm talking about, Cindy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're called gauges. Yep.
Okay. He's a nice guy. He's a nice guy. His business has gone nowhere. And he was like, people should accept me for me. I said, people are judging you. I go, you're asking me to help you become successful, and I'm telling you that people are judging you. Here's my question, right? Do you want to be successful, or do you want to be right? Because I know a lot of people that are right and they're broke. I just want you to understand, people are going to judge you. Like, even for me, I'm looking at myself right now and I'm like, like, it bothers me that my beard is not cut properly because I didn't have time. And I feel like I'm not doing the best that I can for all of you because my beard is not cut properly. And I know you guys are going, I didn't notice, you look fine. People think that it's me. I try to look at myself and go, am I at my best for everybody? And again, we're talking about closing, and I want you to understand that when you are at your best, you make a great first impression. When you're at your best. Again, I'm not asking you to spend money that you don't have on clothes you can't afford. It's not what I'm saying. I'm saying do the best that you can, the best for you. When you look in the mirror, you go, am I at my best today? That's what I want you to ask yourself. Now, back to the presentation. During the presentation, if you're in person, if you're sitting with your friend, and let's say you have Christine Allen, because we have a lot of we have more than one Christine, right? So let's say you're with Christine Allen, right? And she's presenting for you. You're closing by the way that you're acting in the presentation. You're closing by the way that you are acting in the presentation. Now, when the presentation is done, this is where the magic happens. This is what everybody's been waiting for. When the presentation is done, what happens? Okay, now if you're on a Zoom, what happens is the Zoom ends. It's your responsibility to call your guest right away. Your responsibility. Don't wait for them to call you, you call them. If you're live, if you're in a one-on-one or a two-on-one, right? Me, Christine, and my guest, Cindy, right? If that's how it is. Or I'm in a presentation, and let's say Christina is the presenter. Christina is the presenter, and we are at an office, and I'm there, and the presentation is done. Okay, so if we're on a Zoom, I call my guest Cindy right away when the Zoom ends. If I'm in Starbucks and it's me, Christine Allen, and my guest Cindy, when the presentation is done, I don't stand up. If I'm in an office or a hotel or a house, and Christina, I think the last name is Cho. Hopefully I said it right. 안녕하세요. Korean? Yes, I'm guessing. Is she Korean, Cindy? Or am I making like a fool of myself?
Nope,
No?
you got it right on the money.
Perfect. 안녕하세요, Christina. Right? And Christina's in a house or at a hotel, and she's presenting. When she finishes, and I don't know what she says, I'm going to tell you what I say. Whenever I finish a presentation, I say, get together with the person that asked you to be here. Welcome to Secret. Have a great night. God bless. Okay, we're done. Now it's like, what do we say? Most people stand up. Don't stand up because that means it's time to go. Sit down. Sit down and turn. Turn to the person. And the first thing you do, you have to lead them. Please write this down. And I hope whoever's translating, I hope this translates correctly. Christine or Cindy, hopefully you can tell me if this translates correctly in Korean. Please write this down. If you do not lead people, they will leave you. If you do not lead people, they will leave you. It's not only in closing, it's also in the business. It's also when you're developing a team. It's the most powerful statement that stuck in my mind. If I don't lead people, they will leave me. They will leave me. Okay, so when the presentation is done, Zoom is done, I call Cindy. We're at Starbucks, it's done, I have to say something. We're at a group presentation, Christina Cho says, thank you for coming, have a great night, 안녕히 가세요, right? I like whatever she says, right? Goodbye. The point is, you now have to say something. So the very first thing is you lead them. How do you lead them? I would say, Cindy, you say their name first. Cindy, that was incredible, wasn't it? And I nod my head. Okay, so every closing question has techniques. Okay, it has techniques. And I want to share these techniques with you. There's some major techniques and they're pretty simple. Hopefully I can share my screen. Okay, perfect. Right. And so here's what happens. Can you guys see this? Okay, perfect. Okay. So when it comes to techniques, with every closing question. So I'm going to give you the language. But I want you to know the techniques, right? Number one technique, after any closing question, after every closing question, number one is to be quiet. So after a closing question, number one, be quiet. Write this down. Whoever talks first loses. Write it down. Whoever talks first loses. Okay, so number one is to be quiet. Number two is to make eye contact. The eyes are the window to the soul. The eyes are the window to the soul. If you don't make eye contact, people don't trust you. Okay, so eye contact. Number three, okay, smile. After every closing question. Number four, nod your head. This way, not this way. This means no. This means yes. In Korean, nay means yes, which is kind of crazy for me, right? So you want to go, right? Christine, is that right? Nay, right? Nay, nay. So like this, which means yes, right? So you have to understand it's subtle. It's not this. It's a subtle nod. It's a subtle nod like this. That was incredible, wasn't it? In a subtle smile and a subtle nod, okay? The last one, when it's right, when it's appropriate, you shrug your shoulders lightly. Because this is important because the first person that talks loses. This is important because people need to trust you. This is important because, so this is trust. This is for them to like you. This is to believe. This is so they know that you don't need them. If they think you need them, they won't work with you, right? So I'm going to show you. So hopefully you guys have all of these things written down, all 5 of them, okay? Now I'm going to show you. So here's how it goes. So I would say, Cindy, that was incredible, wasn't it? So you have to unmute her. Can somebody unmute Cindy? No? Cindy? Okay, Christine?
Okay, yes, let's start that over.
So I would say, Cindy, that was incredible, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was awesome.
Okay, now, she may say, yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah, it was good. Like it doesn't matter, right? But she's not going to say anything negative because I'm doing this and I'm smiling. And then I would say, Cindy, what part of the presentation interested you the most?
The business plan was intriguing to me.
Fantastic. Okay, write it down. What part of the presentation interested you the most? They have to say something positive. Don't ask people, did you like it? Because they can say no. Do you want to do it? They can say no. What did you think? They could say, I think your breath stinks. Like they can say anything at that point, right? Like don't ask those questions. Did you like it? Do you want to do it? What do you think? This is what most people do. When the presentation is done, they go, so do you want to do it? So that's like the word that people go to. So what did you think? Like you have to lead them. If you don't lead them, they will lead you. So I would sit there and say, Christine, that was incredible, wasn't it? Yeah, Muzafer was really good. Great. Fantastic. Use words like that. Fantastic. What part of the presentation interested you the most? The business plan. Incredible. I love that too. So Cindy, obviously we're starting a business together and becoming partners, and you love the business plan like me. You see yourself starting your secret business. Now, in the United States, we offer 3 packages. In Korea, they really offer 1. I love the Korean system. By the way, if that's what you guys do, don't offer the other ones. I'm just telling you, do what your upline tells you to do. Your upline is amazing and they create phenomenal results. Please do their system. I'm just telling you, do their system. It's amazing. I'm a big fan, okay, just so you know. But what I'm saying is that in America, right, we offer 3 packages because it's just how it is. So I would sit there and say, do you see yourself, Cindy, getting started with the preview package, the power package, or the professional package like I did? If you notice, I emphasize the word pro or professional more, like my tonality. And then I say like I did because that's the one I did. Now, if you didn't do that package, you can't say that, right? Now, if you're following the Korean system where they only offer 1 package, how do I do it, Muzafer? What I would sit there and say is really simple. Cindy, do you see yourself starting the business today and being on top of the people that I bring tomorrow and into the future? Or do you see yourself starting this business after other people and you go under them? Write this down. People are more motivated by what they have to lose versus what they have to gain. They're more motivated by what they have to lose versus what they have to gain. It's called fear of loss. It's the biggest motivator for people is fear of loss. So if you're only showing 1 package, you have to show them that if they don't sign up today, they're going to go underneath people tomorrow. And if they sign up today, people will go underneath them. So you have to show fear of loss. It's what motivates people. Then Cindy goes, I'm ready to get started now. I would say, great. Are you going to use a Visa or a MasterCard? That's called an alternative close. Alternative. It gives her 2 options. Either option is great. Are you going to use a Visa or a MasterCard, Cindy? What works better for you? Now look at me. See me nodding my head, shrugging my shoulders, smiling. So, Cindy, what does work better for you to start your business? A Visa or a MasterCard? What works better for you?
I'll use my MasterCard.
Fantastic. Do you have it here with you so we can help you start your business?
Yes, I have it
Great.
right here.
Why don't you grab it and let me help you get your business started right now? And then I would help her get signed up. Okay? Listen, there is more. We just ran out of time. And I'm so sorry, but I only had until 7:15. And I promise you that we can do more into the future. There's more language. There's more when people give you an objection. The one thing that I want every one of you to know, though, is if someone signs up, you need to set a second appointment with them because you want to help them with their list and the game plan and setting appointments and all of that stuff. If they don't sign up, you still want to set a second appointment with them and show them value of why they should sign up. So if they sign up, set a second appointment. If they don't sign up, set a second appointment. And I just want to tell you that I love you guys. I'm very proud of you. You're doing amazing. Make sure that you get to the training in Houston, the convention, Elevate. I want to see you at Elevate. I want you to come up to me and say, hey, I was on 2 of the training calls and I'm here. I want to meet you. I want to give you a hug. I want to know who you are. So please come to Houston and please come up to me. Come find me and say, hey, I was on the Friday calls that you did. So I look forward to seeing all of you at Elevate. I look forward to meeting you. I look forward to celebrating your success. Christine, thank you for inviting me. I hope it helped. You know, I would love to always spend more time with you guys, but I'm limited. But I appreciate everything. Cindy, Kim, I will turn this Zoom back over to you. For everyone else, have a great Friday, and I will see you all at Elevate. God bless.